Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to do a video on this Coleman catalytic heater. This is a good heater. There's really not too much to say about it. There's a couple of variants on this heater. There's one with the auto start where you click on it. This one does not have the auto start. You would have to light it up with some kind of lighter. On either one of those versions, I have both of those versions. On either one of those versions, they you would still have to light it with a lighter. If you've had either any of these kinds of catalytic heaters made by Coleman, you would know that when you turn the knob on, it would seep out propane onto the surface of the catalytic heater, and it doesn't light up immediately. Even if you have the auto start click on to fire it up, it wouldn't light up immediately. So it'd probably be best if you guys have one of these barbecue lighters and kept on lighting it up until it's fully lighted up, and you would know that it's fully lighted up when you click on the flame on from the barbecue lighter and it doesn't flame up anymore. That's when you know it's totally lit up. The problem with it just letting it light up by itself slowly is that you're probably going to have some kind of propane or gas just seeping into the environment. I think you might just have that keep on seeping into the environment, whatever that environment is, until it's lit up totally. So on either one of these versions, if you have the auto start click lighter that's embedded into the unit, or if you have this that does not have the lighter embedded into the unit, you should probably use one of these lighters, barbecue lighters or whatever, to just keep on clicking it to light it up until there's no more flames. That's when you know it's lit up. As far as the good and bad about it, it lights up. There's very little carbon monoxide that comes from these units, if any, and also it does eat up oxygen. So if you're using this in a confined space, even though there's not a lot of monoxide that comes, that it doesn't give off that much carbon monoxide, you should definitely have a vent opening somewhere so that you get fresh air into the environment. So the only issue that I have with these units is what I just described as it takes a while for the whole entire unit to light up on the surface. So that's one of the issues. So you're going to have to be clicking the barbecue lighter or whatever lighting instrument you're using to light it up until it stops flaming up. Secondly, the knob on these units are pretty, they're not sturdy. It's not on the off position, on position, and the third position is the highest setting. The knob is pretty loose. So a lot of people have complained that it's kind of confusing sometimes. You might not know that the knob is still on the on position because the knob is not firm. So if you have one of these and you have the propane canister connected to the unit, you should probably when you turn it off, you should probably make sure that it's in the off position, because it will still be seeping out propane, and not completely turn off and be on one of the on settings, whether it be medium or high, and you wouldn't know about it because the knob is that loose. But aside from that, the only other issue that I've had from this is the legs. The legs are kind of firm when you first get it, but after a couple uses, they become loose, and instead of it holding the position of the catalytic heater, it will slide to to the lowest position on the Catalytic heater, so those legs are pretty loose. But aside from that, these heaters are great. They give off the amount of heat that these heaters are rated at. I don't quite know what the exact BTU numbers is. I think it's 3,000 to 6,000 BTUs. But they're awesome in terms of that respect, and you don't have to worry about an open flame. There's no open flame with it. Drawback, it does get really, really hot. And if you guys checked out my previous video on this, I've burned myself a couple of times on the rim of this Catalytic heater. And I'm almost positive I'm not the only one who's done it. The rim gets amazingly, amazingly hot, and I had to buy a couple of metal panels to screw on to semi cover up the flame, or semi cover up the portions where my arm or any other part of my body could hit it, because once you get burned by it, that burn is like a 4th degree burn. You will be scarred for life. You will be scarred for life, and it doesn't take much to burn yourself on these. It's like you get your skin contact. If your skin gets into contact with the rim for like, you know, a second, and you know, flinch away from it, you're gonna get a bubbled up burn with a scar that's gonna last you for the rest of your life. So I don't know if that's the reason why Coleman discontinued these units, or whether they were sued over it or not, but take that seriously. I know in my previous videos, they look, you know, the Coleman Catalytic heater that I had with all the trimmings, as far as me putting on metal panels to protect it, look kind of weird. But believe me, if you guys have this, it would definitely benefit you to go to the Home Depot and buy these metal, something to semi cover up the rim, so that you or anybody else won't injure yourself on it, because it's a pretty serious burn. It's a very serious burn. So that's one of the biggest drawbacks as far as is concerned, safety hazard wise. That is a major concern, because you will get a serious burn from it. But other than that, these units are going for, I don't know, anywhere from like $40, $50, $60 on eBay. They're well sought after, and they're pretty good units, aside from those negatives that I mentioned about it. That's it for my video. Speaking of which, that's it for my video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, or if you guys can subscribe, please subscribe. And if you guys have any comments, please leave your comment at the bottom of the video.